buttons. It's making me do things. Good morning. Hey, hi, how's it going? It's another beautiful day. And I just decided I was going to record an episode this morning because I fell behind on some things. You can see how everything behind me is gone now. So I decided instead of sitting down and recording an episode, I just go live and hope for the best. I know I said that I was going to do the whole OBS thing, and I still have not because I suck at computers. That's just a fact of the matter. But I decided we'd do this. Let's try to turn on some light, see how this goes. No, that's too much light. Let me see if I can give a little bit less light. That's better. That's better. How's everybody doing today? I know there's a good possibility I'm not going to see very many people in here, but that's okay. I actually have 0 things on the top of my head that I want to talk about today, other than this obvious situation. Good morning, Prince. How are you today? Yes, I know. I decided to do a live instead of throwing up an episode because I fell behind. Because we were doing this. We got a house. Well, we're in the process of getting a house. So the landlord wanted to go through and do like pictures and stuff so that he can rent this property out when we leave, which is really cool. He's actually letting us out of our lease without being a jerk about it. And we were expecting him to be like, no, because this guy. Okay, I have a great story. I found something to talk about. We moved into this house like 3 years ago. And the first thing that happened was the water heater stopped working, and we told him about it, and he became an absolute pain in the bother. And I don't know how landlords are everywhere. Apparently, anytime anything breaks, you're screwed if you're renting a house out here in California. So the water heater broke, and he was a pain in the butt about it. And then they had to like replace it and bring it up to code because this house was built like 20 years ago. And it was the original water heater, and it was not up to like the new code. They change codes every year just in case somebody calls out somebody to come out and repair a piece of like, I don't know, something. And then the people that come out and try to like repair it, they're like, oh, it's not up to code. You have to buy a new one. It's a money grab. It really is. Hi, Anaya. Good morning. Glad to see you guys here today. But they finally did that. And then the dishwasher stopped working, and I don't like to wash dishes. I'm lazy. I'm lazy. I like the dishwasher. I don't buy dishes that are not dishwasher safe because I love the dishwasher. And I got all kinds of things popping up on my computer right now. And the dishwasher broke. And rather than letting us purchase a new dishwasher and then just take it out of the rent, he's like, no, I'm going to send someone out to repair it. A 20-year-old dishwasher. And this guy came out and charged him like $650. And I'm like, I could have bought a new dishwasher for $400. But the owner wanted to pay for the repairs. And that was probably a pretty dumb thing. And then, like, nothing happened for a while. We pay our rent on time and everything is good. And then I see a bug. And I don't do bugs in my house. I am like, hell no. And it was a cockroach. It was that year when we had a whole bunch of rain out here, like 4 or 5 days in a row. It was just all flooding. It was a really big disaster. It was the storm of the century, because it's always the storm of the century. And there was a bug, and I texted him, and I'm like, hey, there's a bug in the house. What do you want to do about that? And here in California, the owner of the property that is being rented is responsible for pest control. And he lost his mind. He's like, you need to keep your house clean. And I'm like, dude, when we moved in, this house was disgusting. Like, it was filthy, dirty, gross. It was nasty. And I spent the first 3 days just scrubbing walls because it was so gross. Like, I don't think the kitchen ever got cleaned, the floor. I mean, I cleaned the floor like 10 times, and then there's a bug. And he's like, you need to keep a clean house. Why are you telling me that I need to keep a clean house? But look how we moved in. And he finally was like, okay, fine, I'll pay for 2 pest control treatments. And I was like, fine, good. After telling me that I don't keep a clean house, please. Then nothing happened for a while, and then the faucet broke. And he goes and tells us that that's an appliance. The kitchen faucet broke and it's an appliance. And we were like, hey, you want to get a new faucet? Or you want us to go buy a new faucet and install it? And he's like, no, that's your responsibility. That's an appliance. But a faucet's not a freaking appliance. Either way, we fixed it. And then from then on, which was like 2 years ago, we said nothing. We didn't say a single word to him other than, hey, the rent's been sent. And that was it. And I guess maybe that is why he was so like willing to let us out of our lease early. He's actually been really nice about it. We were expecting him to be like, no, because it's an appliance. He doesn't want to be responsible for that. But yeah, I still haven't done anything for the OBS to try to connect computer to the phone to do the things. I'm probably going to end up getting a laptop. So it's basically just going to be me talking to y'all. So now that I'm done with that little story, how's everybody doing today? I see you, Prince. I hope you're still here. Anaya, are you out of school? Are you done? I mean, I know you homeschool, but are you like, do you do summer? Or is that just, you go year-round stuff? Hi, Prince. You're going to watch me drink coffee this morning. You haven't done school in 9 months. Why? Well, what do you, just like homeschool? You pretend to school? Or is it actual, like, you do, like, online stuff? Or do your folks teach you? I don't know how homeschool works out there. It's the same as here, because here they give you like structure and they give you books, and you are required to teach X amount of certain things during certain times, and then you have to take the high school equivalency tests at the end of the year. What? You have a brain injury? What happened? I mean, if you want to tell us what happened, that sucks. So you just like, they're like, okay, that's it. No more. You've reached the competency of what they've decided your brain injury limits you to. Don't let that limit you. I hope you're going to do more in the future, like for yourself. Oh, we spent all day yesterday. Like, no, actually, I spent all day yesterday washing walls because I didn't realize how much dog slobber gets all over the place. Because from a certain level down is from like, because we have a Great Dane, but she's not drooly. A lot of Great Danes, like we had another Great Dane before, and he had a lot of slobber. Like he had the jowls, and his like slobber happened a lot. And our Dane Athena, she doesn't slobber very much at all, but apparently when she like shakes, stuff still comes out. And I guess having 3 dogs and 4 at one time is what, caused like a lot more slobber to happen. But when they shake their face, all of the slobber, so from a certain level down, there was like little bogeys all over the wall from their slobbers, which is gross. So there was a lot of wall washing yesterday, and clearly I packed all of this great stuff up, which is kind of sad because now it's just empty. It feels boring. And the next 3 weeks is going to be like this. I guess we're not going to hear about it. You going to tell us about what happened, Anaya? Or you don't want to? Or is it just taking a while to come in? Sorry. But I had an episode prepared for today, and I was going to jump in, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get up first thing in the morning. And I've been up for about an hour, and I was like, screw it. I'm going to go live and see how this works out. And I think I have like, let me see what time it is. I've got about another 20 or so minutes, so hopefully it's not terrible. I don't know. I don't know what to talk about. I've already told the story. Oh, the house that we bought. This funny thing happened. We were doing negotiations. So when you buy a house, you put in an offer, and then the owner comes back and says either they accept or they decline your offer, and then they tell you, you know, what they actually want, and you negotiate back and forth. And they wanted to leave a piano, which is, sorry, excuse me. They wanted to leave a piano behind, and we're like, no, because pianos are super heavy and they're hard to get rid of, and we just don't want to deal with that. And we told them, oh, well, if there's any furniture that they would like to leave behind, because it's an older lady moving out, and she's got 3 full bedrooms of furniture, and we're like, hey, you know, if there's anything you want to leave behind because you can't move it or you don't have anywhere to take it, you know, you can just leave it behind, but you got to get rid of the piano, because we can deal with the rest of the furniture. That's fine if there's something that, you know, the kids want to have in their room, so that way we don't have to move it across the country, which would be fantastic. You know, leave it behind. That'd be fine. And so the next day, our real estate agent was like, oh, here's some pictures of stuff that she wants to leave behind. And we're like, fantastic. That's great. Just leave it behind as long as she gets the piano out. And then yesterday, our real estate agent texts, and she's like, oh, I thought she was just going to leave the stuff behind. But apparently, here's the price list. She wanted to charge like $1,400 for all this old furniture. And I'm like, I don't understand. That wasn't part of it. You know what? Tell her that she can go ahead and move all of that stuff out. And we were laughing so hard because we see this all the time. We work with a lot of realtors in our business. And we see a lot of people leaving stuff behind for like the next owners or something like that, or owners coming in, new people that bought new property, and these other people left stuff behind, but they don't want all of it. So they, you know, we come out and we get rid of it for them. And I was like blown away. She wanted to charge like $1,400 for this. Well, it's not crap furniture. It's actually decent furniture, but we're like, no, no, absolutely not. She can go ahead and move it. And it's crazy because this house, like, it's been for sale for over a year. So we're thinking that there's a possibility that she's just an old biddy, and she didn't want to give in to anybody. Maybe people were coming in and offering her like low prices or something like that on the house. But I'm hoping that that doesn't make it fall through. And then we also went ahead and told her if she decides to change her mind, we don't want any of that furniture. It's a little spiteful, I guess. Like, no, you know what? You wanted to charge us? Go ahead. Find somebody to move it out for you. We don't want to deal with it. Let's see. Anaya. Wow. Well, you seem to be a bright young man, Anaya. Let's see. The umbilical cord got around my neck and starved my brain of nutrition, and it never fully developed. When I was born 3 months early, so my brain never fully developed. That. You know what? That happened to my mom as well. Well, she didn't have the umbilical cord, but she was born very, very premature. And she said she was like 30 something ounces when she was born. like she always talks about how she was so small, she slept in a shoebox when she did come home, which is absolutely like incredible. They didn't have NICUs, I guess, the same as they do now for babies, you know, in I can't remember what the incubators, right, where they keep the babies in there to keep them healthy and stuff. And she does have a little bit of a learning disability, but she's brilliant. Like she's like super duper caring, and yeah, it definitely I could understand, but don't let that hold you back. You can do stuff. You can do stuff. I think yeah. I'm sorry about that. I hope I didn't put you on blast or anything. I appreciate you sharing that information with us. I know that's a little sensitive for some people. But yeah, don't let that hold you back. I'm sure you can, you know, are you going to go to college? Do you have any plans for like, I don't know, a trade school or something like that? Or I don't even know how old you are. I just know that you're a kid. And don't let anybody tell you you can't do anything. That was my mom. They told her that she was never going to graduate high school and she was never gonna say it anyway. You can't stop me. I'm gonna say it anyway. I actually specialized for many, many years working with adults with developmental disabilities and neurological disorders. So that's kind of my thing, which makes a little bit of sense, I guess. We're gravitating towards each other. I'm here to help you. No, just kidding. But yeah, I don't ever let anything hold them back. I was always trying to teach, you know, my clients, the individuals that I work with that, you know, there's no holding back. And if you want to learn something, learn something. I used to teach them to cook. These people that I worked with, you know, were never allowed in the kitchen and they lived in like group home settings. And I was teaching them how to cook, which is a lot of fun because they had no clue that they were able to do that. People always told them they couldn't do any of that. Neurodevelopmental disorder, yeah. Like I said, I believe. I have faith in you. I believe that it's, yeah, you only limit yourself. Doctors don't know what they're talking about half the time anyway. I'm hoping. I'm probably just, you know, I don't know. I've always been one to champion moving farther than you think that you can, and I don't know, that's just me. I don't want to say that's it. Oh, the doctors told you that's it, so that's it. I've learned a lot about not giving up and not doing, you know, or do different things than the doctor says, because they don't always know what they're talking about. They know what they were taught to tell you, and they know how much money they're going to get for telling you that. Although I don't know your particular disorder, and I'm sorry. I keep rambling on because I just don't believe in limitations. I probably should. I'm going to contradict myself a few more times. On the road when I'm 18. I don't need a ridiculous amount of money, just enough to buy a trailer home and remodel it. Aw. So you're still a baby. You're still a baby. You've got plenty of time. That's cool. What's the factory do? I'm glitching out apparently. Ew, that's a terrible face to be stuck on. Am I frozen to you? Because I'm frozen to me. Oh, Snap-on tools. That is super cool. Am I frozen? Because I can see that the time is ticking away on here, but I don't know if anybody can hear me. Let me refresh this. Oh, it's still good. I got frozen. It must just be my ancient computer. It's leaving me frozen. Snap-on tools. So forever and a half ago, Snap-on tools, not really that long ago, like in the 80s, 90s, I don't know if they still do, they have like the swimsuit models, right, on all of their stuff. We had these 3 like plastic insulated mugs that had the swimsuit girls on them. And I don't know what happened to those. Probably sold them at a yard sale. But they were like from the 80s. And I had a friend, Rich. So my folks, when we were little, my folks were in, actually my dad was in the Coast Guard Auxiliary. So we would go camping once a month at a place out here that has a lake, and my dad and his folks, who were all in the Coast Guard Auxiliary, would go do patrol-y thingies. And like they would, I don't do those things before I start doing other things. They went out on the lake and they would do patrol-y thingies, patrolling. Basically, Coast Guard stuff, but on the lake. And we had a guy, he was the flotilla commander, and his name was Rich. And that guy worked for Snap-on Tools, and I remember him having just about every single Snap-on, like, swimsuit model. I spit, I'm sorry, that's gross. A little swimsuit model, like pinups and the mugs and the cups and like the koozies, the drink koozies. And they all had the swimsuit models on them. They need to bring that stuff back. I'm not like a feminist, so I don't think that it's bad for women to be beautiful. I think that it's really stupid that everything is really stupid. The way society has gone and turning everybody, saying that everybody is fatphobic, and yeah, I don't know how I got here, but I think that it's ridiculous the way that society has become. I think men need to be men. Men need to go be strong and be protectors, if for the most part. And I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. Not that they have to, but I don't think that there's anything wrong with a man being a man and a woman. Oh, geez. I lost you. Who heard a bunch of whistling outside late last night? I didn't go outside. Why would you go outside? I don't think there's anything wrong with a man being a man and a woman being a woman. I would much rather be taking care of my children than out in the workforce. And unfortunately, that's what it has become. Women have to go out in the workforce in order to pay for everything. And I think that it's a vicious cycle. Women get out into the workforce, so everything becomes more expensive because now companies are like, hey, both folks are working in this house. We need to go ahead and raise prices on stuff because now they can afford more because they're making more for their family. And then I'm like, I don't want to do that. I wish things were like when my folks were young, because they bought a house and they raised 3 children, and only my dad worked. My mom was home, took care of the kids, took care of the house, made all the foods, and it can't be done like that right now. Now, me and my husband both work, and it's so tough to get by, and that's why we're getting the heck out of here. Oh, gee. Okay, so Anaya says, oh, geez, I'm sure everybody can read it. Who heard a bunch of whistling outside late last night? And my first response is, why the hell were you outside late last night listening for stuff? Because I'm in California, I didn't hear anything. I didn't even go outside last night. And I'm old, so I'm in bed at like 4, not 4. I read 4 because there's 4 people in the thing and now there's 3. But I'm in bed at like 9:30, and I don't do late. Anybody else here whistling late last night? You didn't hear any whistling. That is the best way to look at it. Anaya says, I'm terrified to get fat, so I could qualify myself as phobic. Which is, I'm fat phobic as well. Although I was fat my entire life. Like I remember in 8th grade in science, and we were learning weights and measures, and we did like ounces and grams, and it sounds like I'm talking about drugs, but I am not. This is not about illicit substances. We're talking about weight breakdowns and turning it into kilometers, kilograms. And we all had to weigh ourselves, and then we had a fact sheet, and we had to break it down into how many ounces we are and how many kilograms that is, and stone. We even learned stone. I don't remember stone, but we learned it in 8th grade. And I was 188 pounds in 8th grade. I hadn't had a growth spurt yet, so I was like 5'4", 5'3", something like that. And I was embarrassed to put that weight on the top of the page where it says your weight really big, and that's where you're supposed to put it. And I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. 258, Anaya? I don't believe it. Well, you look amazing. You're not fat at all. You are definitely afraid of it. But I will always remember that 188 pounds. And I look back at all of my pictures, and I see a picture of me sitting on the floor at my grandparents' house, and I had extra chins. Yeah, I know. I have a lot of skin still. 157. Congratulations. I'm at 162. And I would love to be less. But you're also really tall. So you're like super lanky. I'm still like a little, I still have wings. I can't believe I did that. Oh my goodness. But I'm not trying to get like super skinny. I just, I'm fit, which is nice. I've never been that. And 157. How long ago were you at that weight? Was it before you had a growth spurt? Because I know my boy had oh my God, my boy had a growth spurt. And now he's taller than me, and he was a little chunky, but not too bad. Like he had a few extra pounds, and then he had right before his growth spurt, he packed on a few pounds and then rocketed right up. And yeah, about a year and so yeah, that's about right. So then you had your growth spurt. They say that a lot of boys, well, girls too, but they'll put on a few extra pounds and right before the growth spurt, because your body uses so much fuel during the growth spurt. It's like preparing for it. But damn, 100 pounds, good for you. That's how much weight I put on when I got pregnant. I put on 100 pounds, and they're like, hey, this is a problem, because you're only supposed to put on like between 20 and 30 pounds. And I just use that as an excuse to eat, because I love to eat. Eating is like one of my favorite things to do. That's probably why I was always so heavy. Because I just would not. I have this, I want to call it an oral fixation. When I eat, I like to put as much food in my mouth as I possibly can. Like huge big bites, and I like when my cheeks are all full and I'm chewing. And that is one of my favorite things to do. And it's weird. Yes, I'm trying to feed the entire army. I don't know, I just like to have a lot of food in my mouth. It's a satisfying feeling. It releases the endorphins or something. I don't know. And I only eat like twice a day, but when I eat, I sit down and I'll have like 1.5 pounds of beef. Like last night I ate 3 hamburger patties covered in bacon and cheese. And they were the big ones. They weren't the crappy ones. They were the big boys from Costco, the big old Costco hamburger patties. I think they're like 1/3 of a pound. So yeah, it was like a whole pound plus like a lot of bacon and a lot of cheese. Sorry, my leg is itching. The weirdest thing happened last night. After cleaning walls all day, For some reason, when I like my trunk, my stomach, and my torso, and like down to like the middle of my thigh was like red, and I was wondering if it had anything to do with like the cleaning solution that I was using, but it seems to have gone away. And it wasn't on any of the spots where like, well, I mean, it was where the cleaning solution was like touching my skin, but it was like super red. It was really weird. 2-pound block of cheese. Doesn't that mess up your stomach? Because I find that cheese, I'm less and less inclined to tolerate dairy, if you will. I don't have like a lactose intolerance. I love cheese, but I love cheese. I love cheese. My dad used to eat a block of cheese like that, but he would sit down with like half an onion and he would cut it into little pieces, and he would just take a piece of onion and a piece of cheese, and that was a snack. That was really good. That was a good memory. Huh. I don't do that anymore. Well, that's good. That's good. Some people have the gut that can handle that stuff. I used to could, and I don't think that I am so good anymore. I bet. Yeah. I'm gonna figure out. No, I'm not. Now I just eat the meat. A little bit of cheese here and there. We do the keto bread once in a while too, and that, I guess my body is deciding it's not time to do that again. I don't know. All right. Well, now that I have run out of things to say, I'm glad you guys joined me today. I was just gonna do like a few minutes because I have like nobody's, well, my daughter is like out, but please, at your new house, don't have your YouTube studio that. Oh, dude, I am not. This is not my choice. This is the way that it was. It was born like this into my presence. Yeah, dude, the rest of the house, it's all different colors. It's absolutely insane. The room on this side, which is our family room, is white. And then the kitchen is also partially white, but like it has these ugly brown tiles with like this reddish orange brown cabinetry, which is so ugly looking. And then you go into another room and all the walls are like this orange color. Like, I don't know what the heck is up with that orange color. It's horrible. And then my son's room, it's like 4 different colors. It's like hunter green and brown and this like blood red, which is so weird. And then it's everything. It's all like different colors upstairs. And I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. The house that we're moving into is very, it's old lady looking house, but it's got this really awesome, I don't know how it's pronounced. It's either wainscoting or wainscoting. I'm not sure, but it's that line that goes around the mid. It's like a chair bump around the middle of the walls all throughout. I think it's all throughout the house. But it's so old that there's wood paneling in some of the rooms, which is kind of cool. It's a little, retro. And there's this one area that I think is going to be my new studio / office, all that stuff. And it's got wood paneling. So it's super old, but I'm probably going to see if I can find some other things to put up on the walls to make them a little less 1980s. I'm not telling people where I'm moving yet. It's east. I'll tell you that. I haven't told anybody. I don't think we're gonna remodel any of the rooms. Not right off the bat, obviously, because it's taking everything that we have to get there and get set up and get everything situated. And maybe one day down the line we may do some remodeling, we may do some additions depending on like the rules of the area as far as like construction. I don't think there's so many regulations where we're going, and I'm hoping that it'll be better. Well, it's going to be better because it's not California, that's for sure. Illinois. Oh, it's pretty close to Illinois. My family's from Illinois, from Alton. No, there's no HOA. Absolutely not. There's like 3.5, we got like 3.5 acres of land. I want chickens. I'm gonna have chickens. I'm pretty excited. I don't know anything about raising chickens, so I'm gonna have to learn how to raise some chickens. And then my husband says he'll happily slaughter them because I can't do that. Yeah, it's south. It's right by. It's just on the other side of St. Louis. Just past St. Louis. Yeah, I have family. I think I still have some family out there. My grandmother and grandfather were born out there. I don't know if my dad was actually born out there. I guess I could look at his death certificate and find out where he was born, but I know that they moved out here to LA back when it was a good thing to do. Now it's just crazy to move to California. You gotta be literally insane or a millionaire to move out here, and you have to be raised here in order to stay here. Mrs. Collins, the crazy chicken lady. And we were born and raised here, my husband and I, and we're done. We're absolutely done with it. It is disgusting. But yeah, you're Alton, or not Alton, but Illinois is, it's relatively close to where we're going. We were actually going to go look in Illinois, but Illinois, y'all have like the highest income tax rates out there. Or not income tax, but like property taxes in general in Illinois. I know I just watched something last night that said that like 4 or 5 of the cities in the United States with the highest taxes are all in Illinois. Well, some of the highest, because California is it's like the second. Illinois is the second compared to California. Yeah. Wow, you are roughing it out there too then. Alton. Yeah, I got family in Alton. Sorry, my chair made a funny noise. I promise it was the chair. But yeah, we're really super excited. Went from being all across the state. Yeah, we're gonna be neighbors pretty much. I don't know any. I mean, there's probably like 3 or 4 that I know of that have been part of this channel with us that are actually in California, and I haven't heard much from any of them lately. People just kind of come in and fall out. I know a lot of my cousin is in Arizona, and there's somebody in Kansas. I can't remember who that was. I think it's Big Bang. I think Big Bang is in Kansas. Maybe not. He may be somewhere else. But yeah, it's gonna be quite an exciting thing, and we're hoping to be out of here on like the 3rd of July, and then we're gonna drive with dogs for 3 days. And it's gonna be great. I know. I don't know where everybody went. Everybody was, well, you know what? Once in a while, people pop in and they're like, hey, I'm still here. Good to see you. And, that's nice. I'm glad to have along the people that we do. And we've had a little bit of a bump in, oh, excuse me just a moment. My husband is texting me. So I have to. He had to go do a work thing. He left and he's like, hey, there's a lot of traffic. It's going to be a while. And he texted back, did you get my message? Yeah, I got it. We're good. We're good. Oh, the stupid thing. Like I'm not paying attention to him, which I wasn't. But I don't remember where I was. I totally lost my train of thought. It's warm in here. Dude. Start playing, working 9 to 5. There is no 9 to 5. I would love 9 to 5, but we are 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. I know I've said that before multiple times, but we are. I am attached to my second phone because if it rings and I miss it, that's money. And we don't like to miss out on the money, especially here in California. You need every single penny you could get. But no, I would love it if I had a 9 to 5, which would be nice. Maybe out there I will decide to not do this anymore and be like to my husband, I've done it for 4 years. You take the phone. You take the field work. I'm going to get a job. I miss having a job. Like I said, I worked in adult residential facilities for many years. I worked with adults with developmental disabilities. I also did community integration with individuals who lived on their own. Before that, I was a frickin' truck driver for 2.5 years. And I did the lower 48, and then I did Western Regional for a while, and then I stopped doing that. Hell, I even have a pharmacy tech license. And that's all gone now. Now I lift things and answer phones. Good thing I never went to college, though. I mean, I did. I take that back. I went to a community college, and the only course that I passed was archery because I was too busy learning how to grow up. And I still haven't learned quite how to grow up, like all the way yet, I think. Because in my brain, I'm still, young. I'm still figuring things out. I guess it's probably because I haven't actually, done grown-up things that they considered to be grown-up things when we were a kid. I mean, the grown-up things of today are way different than the grown-up things of when I was a kid, because you get out of high school, you go to college, you get a career, and then you buy a house and you start popping out babies, and I didn't do that way. Yeah, growing up is ridiculous. It's so boring. I hate having to be a grown-up. But I mean, you got to do it once in a while when bills need to be paid because I guess I don't know, it's all a brain state. Okay, so the air conditioner just turned on, which is really weird. So I'm going to go and turn that off. So hold tight. Oh, you got to see this. I know I've showed it all to you before, but look, I have a stand-in. I'll be right back. Sorry. It's been super hot out here lately. Sorry, I had to throw him in there. Yeah, college totally is like a huge waste of time. I think I did 2 semesters, and like I said, the only course that I passed was archery because it's the only one that I actually wanted to do. Everything else was so weird. Like I was in theater when I was in high school. I did 1 year of drama, and then I did 1 year of tech theater, which was the most amazing thing. I loved learning. Like, I had a soundboard. I did the soundboard. That was my booth. Nobody was allowed to touch anything. And I did the sound for all of the productions that we did throughout the year. And I loved it. It was amazing. It was a lot of fun. And I wanted to carry on with that. So I took a tech theater course in college. And everything was different. They had all of this, like a completely different, way more advanced soundboard, and I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. I was confused, and I wanted to get in there and just sit down and learn it. And they're like, no, you've got to read the book. No, that's not how I learn. I need to sit down at it, and I need to mess with it and tinker with it and figure it out. I can't learn by reading the instruction manual. This isn't a piece of IKEA furniture. I'm not putting it together. I am learning it. Somebody, let me touch it. We weren't allowed to touch it. We were not allowed to touch it until we read the book and took tests on this book for which button to push and which way and all this other stuff. And then we were allowed to touch the soundboard. And I raised my hand and I'm like, I don't learn that way. I learn best hands-on. And I felt like that was a valid, thing to say at that point. And then the teacher gave me a bunch of crap. He's like, no, you're going to learn by reading the book. And I didn't want to. And then somebody else said the same thing. And I was like, excuse me. And then he's like, I'm so shocked. And I'm like, well, I just said the same thing that they did. And you told me I was an idiot. I probably was an idiot. I probably am an idiot. And that's okay. I thought it was so dumb. I wanted to get in there and I wanted to touch it and I wanted to, I guess it's because also in California we have classroom sizes that are so huge that they don't have the opportunity to do a hands-on experience because there's only one device probably. Yeah, right. And it's a hands-on device and we should be able to go in there and, tinker with it and figure it out. But because there is so many people, and it was like an entire theater full of people, like 60, 70, I want to say kids, but it was students. And we weren't able to do any of that. And I was like, you know what? I don't like college. I also took a photography course in high school that I really loved. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll check out photography too in college, too, because it's a community college. I didn't pay to go to a university. That would have been a huge waste. I was just trying stuff out. Took a a photography course, and that was back when we used real cameras, not digital, the ones you have to wind, and we had to wind our own film, and we had to develop our own film and use the little projector thing and make the pictures. Oh my gosh. And that was actually fun for a little while, but I had a secondhand camera and it was a little older than the cameras that they were working on, and they told me I had to go and buy a different camera, and I'm like, it's like a $400 camera in order to take that class, and I'm like, but this camera is great. I loved it. It was like an Olympus something or other, and you had to change the aperture settings and learn how to do all the light stuff, and wow, I haven't really reminisced about college in probably 20 years. But that was a lot of fun. Aw, well, I'm sorry, sweetie. That's sad. Well, you will find the one that's right for you. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, breakups suck. They're never any fun. But you gotta realize you are still very young. And you have a lot of time to find the right person. And it will happen. Maybe, probably. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're going to find the right person. Don't you worry. Don't settle either. Don't settle. If you're making too many compromises and you're not feeling like yourself, you need to get out of there. And that's some motherly advice, because I'm old enough to be your frickin' mother. All right, I was going to wrap it up a while ago until the air conditioner turned on and made a lot of noise because the unit is right there. Fact of the decade, being gay sucks. It is so hard to be gay and date. No, it is not. Oh, you know why? You are in the wrong state. Go to Florida. No. Just kidding. Not Florida. come to California. It is not hard here because everybody here is gay in one way or another. Not everybody, but there are a lot of individuals that are. My daughter's best friend, she is. Well, I mean, they're not friends anymore because teenager drama stuff. But yeah, it just about everybody out here is, and it's very accepting, which is a concern that I have because I mean, I am obviously not, but I don't want to be around a lot of people that are just like so super closed-minded, and I have a feeling that, you know, we're going to be in an area where individuals are very, very, very closed-minded to that anyway. And that's not something that I was raised with. You know, you love people, whoever they are, whatever they want to do. I don't give a crap who you want to love as long as you love somebody, right? And we don't need to be making a huge big deal about it because you're just loving somebody. That's completely different from transitioning children, which is disgusting. And adults should not do that. Oh, well, there's a thing. I hope they're not like paying attention to what it is. Well, I mean, I wish they would because you're still a child and you should be careful with things like that. I hope you're being careful. And I hope one day that you actually meet a person. That's the best way to do it. Because online, I think a lot of meeting people online is like fake. Because you can be anybody you want to be online. But when you like really get like face to face, like me, you know, I know this isn't really face to face and you don't know how I really am. I'm very secretive. I don't tell everything that I do. But when you actually meet somebody in person and you spend a lot of time with them, that's the best way to grow a relationship. But I totally understand, you know, dating online in your situation, but just be careful. You know, I care about you because you're a kid and you're my friend. You've been here for forever with me. And yeah, just be careful. Yeah. Good. Very good. I've been trying to wrap this up for a while now. So I am actually going to wrap it up because I have run out of coffee and I have also, oh my goodness. Okay, now I'm back. Yes, I know. I was going to leave. I've been going to leave like multiple times. Hi, Joey. Hi, Joey. It's so good to see you. I have a job too. See, it's right here. I do have a job. It's just a little different from yours, although one day I'm sure I may have an actual job. Again, I don't want to, but I'm going to do it. Oh, hey, if you guys want to see something funny as hell, go over to Joey Valentine. I know I've said this like a million times, and the folks that are here are literally the only ones that like listen to me at all. But go check out Joey Valentine's channel. It's the Joey Valentine Show, and oh my God, he's absolutely hilarious. He's a musician. He talks about like some weird politically incorrect crap, and he does lives once in a while, and he's way better because he's got the OBS thing, and he has like himself next to stuff that he can show you that I'm not gonna do because I procrastinate a lot, except for packing for some reason because we haven't even closed yet, and most of the house is packed up already. But it's also because the owner wants to come in and take pictures on Friday. Okay, so yeah, check out Joey Valentine. I know Anaya has a channel too. Yeah, just funny shorts because he's a goofy little kid. And I'm actually I'm gonna go. I am gonna go. I think, oops, I hit a button. My husband is going to be coming back soon. I don't know. So, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It has been a great morning. We talked about absolutely nothing, which was a lot of fun. And I really appreciated you being here. Thank you so much, Prince. I'm so glad to see you. I hope you have a fantastic day. And Anaya, be safe out there, honey, okay? This is some motherly advice. I give a shit about you. Be careful and take care of yourself. And Joey, it's about freaking time, dude. Thank you so much. I will see you guys some other time, I'm sure. I'm going to put up an episode for tomorrow. I'm not doing one today. I just don't want to. I have too many walls to wash because apparently I am the house cleaner person. What was that called? Joey, what did we call it? Self-cleaning. I am the self-cleaning house. I have to go do that. I know I'm the dishwasher and the washing machine. All right, I'm actually going to go now. All right, you guys, I'm gonna like do the pushy button things because I still haven't done anything on my computer because I'm lazy and procrastinate. And I love you guys. I'll see you soon.